This is Blair, your cancer care bear. No hair, don't care. All faith, no fear. And you are now in the Blair podcast. Welcome to the vibe. So I'm sitting here reading something about this guy. He broke up with his girlfriend after she'd been raped and beaten up at a party. And his friends and her friends and families calling him an asshole, all type of stuff. But the thing about it is, he told her not to go. And I'm not one to say, women have to be submissive to their boyfriends. But the whole point of this was he didn't know. He didn't know that she went to the party until after the fact. But he did tell her if she goes that the relationship is over. So my whole thing is he broke up with her not because she got raped and got beat up, but she went to a party after he told her not to go. So my only thing is, what is y'all take on this? Because when you're in a relationship and you're going out with your friends somewhere to like a party, to a club, maybe y'all are just having a girls' night out or a man's night out, maybe you got your single friends, or maybe it's just your single friend and you're the only one in a relationship. What do y'all think about this? Like I read this on Instagram. Like I said, it's like, I will share some of the information because I'm just interested to see like who is really supporting these decisions. Like how many women just do what they want to do when they're in a relationship. Now remember, y'all are not married, but at the same time, there's some respect level there. It's like they was dating for 7 months. There was this, I guess apparently this club is just, I don't know, but he was like, don't go, like, it's over if you go. So, apparently they had a fight about it. Then it's like 4 a.m., the dude gets a call, talking about she got raped and beat up. And now, the crazy thing about this was, just based on the story, she left with 2 other guys to go to another party. Now, it happens to the best of us. All of us men, most men has been cheated on. Most women been cheated on. Doesn't really matter. But if you haven't been cheated on, that is great, because I'm telling you, it is not a good feeling to be cheated on. It's not a good feeling to cheat. I had my fair share of not really being the best man that I can be for my partner, not, making the best decisions in relationships, not listening, vice versa, whatever. But like, from my experience, most women who I've been involved with, they don't listen to me, and then it's kind of almost like something happens after that. Not something as vital as this, but when you're in a relationship, and whether it's the woman or the man, if regardless of how long you're in there, because to me, once you're official with someone, I don't care if y'all are together for a week, I don't care if y'all are together for a year. Once y'all are official and have established that y'all are going to be in a relationship, y'all are now partners. Y'all now have to make certain decisions. Y'all have to have each other's backs. I gotta respect one another. So, to me, I sympathize with this woman. I feel like there should be no excuse why a woman gets raped, gets abused. I don't feel like just because a woman is wearing certain clothes, single, doing a whole bunch of freak shit, slutty shit, any of that, I feel like regardless of what they do, they shouldn't be raped. I feel like they should have the decision. If she wants to make the decision to be unfaithful to her boyfriend, then that's her decision. But she should not be raped and abused. But that's what happened. And he was just talking about he was getting all type of hate from his, like I said, he was getting hate from his family, her friends, all this, like he's wrong for. But it's like, to me, he already said if she goes, then it's over. So regardless of whether he knew beforehand or not, she went. So to her, when she went, that was her making the decision that her relationship is over. Now, of course, when you're involved with somebody, especially 7 months, because for me, I'm a sucker for love, man. I fall in love after a week, but regardless, 7 months is a long time when you think about it. That's almost like that's the third trimester right there. But it's just it just bothers me, when people like give you flack for doing something that you feel has already been like people don't really understand the concept of being in a relationship because they feel like a man shouldn't tell a woman what to do with her body. Man shouldn't tell a woman what to do regardless of the relationship or not. But it's like it's just a matter of respect. Like, I mean, I'm all for my woman having fun, enjoying herself, but like, I'm gonna put it like this: if it was me, if I tell my lady, don't go to this place, and she goes anyway, and we had a conversation about this already, but you go anyway, to me, I'm like, okay, fine, you wanna do what you want, don't, it's fine. Now, if you get raped and all that stuff, I'm sympathize with you. Like, I love you. I like, it should never have happened. This should never have happened. Why did this happen to you? But with all due respect, I have my, I still have my morals. I mean, I'm not going to like abandon you and, blame you for not listening to me, but I'm not going to continue on this charade, because, and this is why I say it's important sometimes, like when you're in relationships, y'all have to, y'all need to have some type of prior friendship, something, because again, I don't know the whole story, but it was just something that I came across, and I was like, oh, I need to put this out here because I want men and women to understand that we do not know everything. We can sit here and summon all the rocks, all the trees, anything you can summon. It's like and call upon the ancestors, but karma and accountability are different things. And I'm not saying that this was her karma. What I'm saying is, if you're in a relationship and your significant other tells you or asks you not to go to this place because because apparently this guy's been to this place before. He said it was a sleazy club. She wanted to go to a sleazy club, but like I said, at the end of the day, there's going to be times where you're not going to always agree. Like if my woman say, "Hey, I don't want you hanging around this person," and I was like, "Oh, this person is my friend," or "No, I'm gonna still do it," then okay, we gotta then figure out what's gonna happen after that. The man has pretty much just stood on his words, stood on his standards, and that was that. If she really loved this guy, really cared for this guy, really respected this guy, then she would have just listened. Her getting raped is something totally separate, but because this is just about respecting your partner. And to me, it's very touching because I've been in relationships and I'm not controlling. I don't recall ever telling any of my women, my ex-wife or something, not to go somewhere. The most I probably would have did is, why go right now? Or do you have to do this? But it's like I never been to a controlling point where I told them, like I made a big deal out of that. There have been other situations where I had implied or insisted on them not making this decision, and then something else happened. And again, I'm not going to sit here and say this is karma. Who am I to say it is and it's not? And that's the thing. People will get rattled. People will get upset and offended when people say that something is somebody's karma. We don't really necessarily know. But, I just feel like as a man in a relationship, when you have a partner and y'all don't see eye to eye, it's not really a red flag, or it's not really means for breakup, but there has to be an understanding. So you think because something tragic happened to this lady that he should just be like, okay, it's fine. I'm gonna stay with you. But he said you went because it wasn't the matter of the fact that happened. She left because at the end of the day, he said if you go, it's over. Like I said, he hasn't talked to her, but she has. She already knew when she made that decision. That's why I always say a lot of times people will have these idle relationships and relationship goals. Like people always see the smiles and the gifts, but they don't see the arguments and and breakups. I just want y'all to just, be mindful of the decisions that you make when dealing with people, especially if you're going to get involved in relationships. I have children. You know what I'm saying? Like I have my son's 5 for another 2 weeks, and then of course I have my other children through my marriage, and my other children through previous relationships, my god baby and stuff. And it's like they're still young; they shouldn't be thinking about that. But one thing that I learned in life is the best way to teach them is to show them. So if that's why I feel like some relationships are toxic just by the things that y'all argue about. Not everybody has to be married, but I feel like if you have children and you're trying to build a foundation with the person you're with, especially when you're around each other on a 24/7 basis, there has to be some type of submission, some type of leadership. But I don't know, like, what do y'all think about that situation? Like, have y'all ever been in a relationship where you had to tell your partner not to go somewhere or not to do something, and then they did it anyway? Did that cause a major issue? Was there any, situation that ended up that followed the brush off? Because for me, like, I got stories that I'll say for another time. But that's pretty much all I wanted to, cover this episode, because it did break my heart to see that it happened, because, like I said, nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that at all. And to me, like I said, if the most I can do is be there supportively as a friend, comfort you, and be like, all right, this happened, do you need help with anything? But as far as the relationship goes, I will have to double down and stand on it, because, like I said, we gotta have our time, man. And like I said, it's not my place to tell somebody what their karma is. It's just like you gotta take accountability for your decisions. Like, you made a decision to go with somebody you didn't know after you and your friends was partying, and then this happened. You gotta be careful out here. Like I said, nobody deserves, or nobody should be getting raped, but you still have to keep in mind that these are the type of things that will happen in life. You gotta make better decisions. You have to. And I always say this. There's a reason why these things do happen. It's not my place to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't do, but it is my place to reassure you that there's a cost of being in a relationship and not being on the same accord. If you want to do something and your partner tells you don't do it, or you don't need to, or you shouldn't do it, then sometimes it can come off as controlling and come off as overprotecting, but sometimes it might be smart and wise to take it under advisement. Unfortunately, there's enough toxic relationships to say people have been in abusive relationships where it can be just a control thing. But there's also another amount where it's like when your partner, whether you're a man or the woman, telling your partner, hey, to do something, it's beneficial. Why be with someone that you can't trust? Why be with someone that you can't submit to? Because at the end of the day, a lot of times, and this is something that I had to learn later in life after, being married and stuff, something that I learned when I was married. And I said this a million times. You both have to be submissive to each other. Now, when you're not married, it's different, but not too different to where you can't consider and respect this person. So y'all just stay safe out here. Continue to be positive, continue to be productive, continue to be prosperous. And be sure to like, subscribe, share, email me. Information's in the description. It's Blair, and I'm out.